What is going on, guys? It is Daniel Wright, and you are listening to another episode of Paving the Way. I hope you are having a fantastic week because when you are listening to this, it is going to be Saturday morning. And I hope your week has been fantastic. I hope you've accomplished a lot of things that you want to accomplish. If you're local to the Charlotte area, I hope you'd enjoyed the warm weather we've had, the unseasonably warm weather for February. And I just hope that you're looking forward to a nice weekend. So today, guys, what I want to talk about is a topic that, people don't really bring up a lot, but is more common than what you realize in conversations that you have with others, conversations especially that you have with yourself that we don't necessarily like to admit. But the topic today that I'd like to discuss is how do you value yourself? We can all go to that, that initial way of thinking about it as, well, I get paid X amount per hour, or my salary is this, or so on and so forth. But I'm not talking so much on the monetary standpoint, guys. I'm talking more along the lines of really like, how do you value yourself? What are the things that you do or that you accomplish or things like that that bring value to you, that say, hey, I'm worth something? And this isn't to go down a mushy gushy rabbit hole of, you are loved and you are valued, which you are, guys. Let's be honest. We live in a world that, yes, it's tough. Yes, it can be brutal sometimes, especially with digital and social media and things like that. Like, it makes it really easy for people to be nasty to each other. But somebody loves all of us, somebody cares about us, somebody appreciates us. But how do you love you? How do you value you? And I bring this up because I was probably, I think I was listening to either a podcast or an audiobook or something recently, and it was talking about, if more people valued themselves in a way that was um more honest and accurate, it'd be a two-way street of people would probably be a little bit more productive. They'd be a little bit more, ambitious and willing to push and grind and get those goals and dreams that they have, but they would also be more fulfilled. And being fulfilled is that two-way street, because when you're fulfilled, you want to do more of the things that are creating you to be fulfilled. So, like for me personally, I was just having this conversation with somebody at work the other day. A lot of business owners value themselves by the dollars they generate, by the money they make. And so do employees. They say, well, I have a job that pays me 90,000 a year or 50,000 a year. And so that's how they put that value on them. And I was talking with somebody at work the other day, and I said, look, I said, what I really get fulfilled with, what I really value out of being able to, have the privilege of owning and operating this company is that if I can know that the individuals that I get to work with every day, that I'm, get the honor to lead and to, guide, even though sometimes I have no idea where I'm going, but we're all going there together. If those individuals can go home every day and can look back and say, because I spent time at this man's company and the people that I was surrounded by, that more or less he orchestrated, me as he, that I've orchestrated to make this group, because they spend time there, they're a better version of themselves. That is what brings value to me. That is what I absolutely love. It's what gets me excited. It's what pulls on my heartstrings, what pulls on my emotions, because that's the stuff that's actually changing the future. That's changing the track of people's lives that perhaps would have never gone down that path, otherwise. Who's to say? Because none of us can predict the future, but we can all see the past, and we can kind of, put dots together and see where that past might have led if we stayed on that path. So, like I said, what brings me value is getting to know that I'm able to, bring value to other people. And by bringing value, I'm showing them a different way, a different path, and different opportunities. Other people, I used to be a fireman years ago. I did that for 6 years. When I was in that occupation and that career, and the guys that I worked with, the thing that brought a lot of them value was helping other people. Showing up on the worst day of those people's lives, whether it was a vehicle accident, a house fire, or some sort of a natural disaster or a medical emergency. You're there to help that individual and their family on the worst day of their life. Sometimes there were times where we'd go to a car accident at 3 o'clock in the morning, and it was a single accident into a tree, and they had no one else there. All they knew is their car was wrecked. They were in pain. They didn't know what to do, who to call, how they were going to pay for it, whatever it may be. And if I was able to give that calming sensation of, hey, we're here to help you. We may not be able to fix all of your problems right now, but we're here to help you in this moment and bring some peace and some guidance and some assistance to your life. That provided me value. Then I felt like I went home from that call valuable, and I valued myself. So, I'd be lying to you guys if I said there's never a time where, yeah, do I, compare myself from a dollar figure to my value? Yeah, probably. There's times, when I'm looking at revenue goals and things like that, which is inherent for a business owner, because I'm not doing this as a charity. I'm not doing this as a hobby, right? So we are in it to generate income, to generate opportunities and possibilities for not just ourselves, but also the people around us that we get to impact. So, how do you value yourself? What is it that you do in your life that you can walk away from, and your chest is puffed out a little bit, your head's held a little bit higher, and that's the sign that you value yourself in that moment. So I encourage everybody to dig into some of those things, to maybe talk with some of the people that are closest to you, and get some of that feedback on what is it that maybe triggers you, that gets you talking about it, forever, or that you mark as a favorite picture in your phone because you like coming back to it, or that you post about on social media. Because let's face it, on social media, we're only putting out our highlight reels, right? We're not putting the bad shit. We're not putting the bad stuff that we don't like. We're not putting the stuff that doesn't make us feel valuable. We're putting the stuff out there that we want everybody to know because we think it's important. So take accountability on those things. Take account for the things that you find yourself talking about, that getting excited about, that you're posting about, and that you're sharing about with everyone else, because there's probably a reason you're excited to talk about it. And if I was to guess, it's because that's what makes you feel valued. It's what makes you feel happy. It's what makes you feel important. And if you do more of those things, if you tap into more of those things that make you happy and valued and important, you're going to inherently see better results in your life, in your relationships, and anything else that you're involved with. Because when you have that internal fire burning inside of you, you can't help but let it come out. So just like when you're angry inside, it's toxic and everybody else can feel it, hear it, know it. Just like it's the same thing as when you are fulfilled and you're valued inside. People hear it, feel it, and know it. They hear it by the way you talk to them, by the way you treat them. They feel it by just like the energy you're putting off of that confidence, of that, some people want to call it that swag, or that walking the walk and talking the talk, and you just feel good about it. And they know it because of how you're living your life. So when you're living a life that you value and that you appreciate, everyone around you sees it. And maybe, just maybe, if you're lucky, they're going to look at you and say, hey, how do I get some of that? And then you get to tap into what brings me value. And that's that you get to share with them how they can feel that too. And that's that never ending ripple effect of teaching other people how to feel that value. It may not be the exact same way that you feel value that brings it to someone else, but you're at least getting to teach them how to tap into that. And guys, if that doesn't get you excited, to be able to have the opportunity to change someone's course, their trajectory, and where they're going, and to bring, help them bring themselves happiness, and joy, and things like that are built from the inside out, I don't know what does. I like a lot of things in life. I like my toys. I like my vacations. I love my family, my friends, my business, everything like that. But man, when I get to look at somebody who I'm close with, and I get to look at, maybe where their life was and now where it's going, with or without my help, but I see that they feel that they value themselves more, that they are more appreciative of the things that they bring to the table. Like that gets me excited. Like I get fired up when I see other people winning and going down that life and chasing those dreams that they've always, felt that they've been destined to do, but maybe never tapped into them. So, like I said, guys, if you tap in and you take note on what you do, what you have, what you accomplish that makes you feel valuable, you will inherently put that out to everyone around you. And hopefully, just hopefully, they're going to ask you how to get some of that too. So then it just keeps on spreading, it keeps on going, and then we end up creating a culture, a society, a human population that people are able to develop their own value in their life. Because I hate to break it to you, no one else can provide that value to you. Okay? No one else can bring you that level of value that you feel inside yourself until you know how to value you. So this is a very important thing to figure out, especially if you're younger, because right now you're at a point in your life where you are so easily influenced by so many different streams of information that it's hard to weed through it. So when you can figure out, the sooner you can figure out how you value you, the better off you're going to be to start laying the foundation, to start paving the way to a better life that you're happy with. Guys, I appreciate you listening to this. It's something that was just kind of on my heart recently. And, as we're going in our business, we're kind of kicking our season off, getting rolling. And a lot of guys, in this industry that I know, they're just trying to figure out, where they're wanting to go. And if you're not centered on what that value is and what you're trying to accomplish and how you value yourself, you're really just trying to chasing a target in the dark. So, I hope that this resonated with someone today. I hope that this brought some value to someone today, and I hope that you share it with someone who you might feel would receive some value from it. So, as always, guys, I ask for any recommendations, requests, topics, things like that that you'd like to perhaps hear my perspective on, and I'm happy to share them. And if you just could share this, we appreciate it. So we appreciate you guys, and I look forward to talking to you next time. Take care.